150K and still stressed about money? You make around $150,000 a year, and yet it still feels like every single month just disappears the second it hits your account. Everyone around you assumes you're doing great. Your family thinks you've made it. Your friends think you're comfortable. But inside, you feel like you're one missed paycheck away from a real problem. If that's you, you're not alone, and you're not broken. By the end of this video, I'm going to show you why this happens, mathematically, why you're not irresponsible, and a calm way to start fixing it without blowing up your entire life. Let's talk about it. If you feel stressed about money at 150K, that doesn't mean you're bad with money. It doesn't mean you're secretly irresponsible or that you don't know how to budget. What it means is you're dealing with three very real forces: taxes, fixed costs, and a culture that constantly tells you to upgrade. And those three things, they don't care how much you make. They just keep taking. So this video isn't about blame. It's not about shame. It's about clarity and hopefully a little bit of relief. Let's start with the math, because the math is where the shock lives. $150,000 sounds huge. It is a good income. But after federal taxes, state taxes, Social Security, Medicare, maybe a 401k contribution, you might actually be bringing home closer to $8,000 to $9,000 a month. These are ballpark numbers, just to feel the shape of it. Your situation might be a little different depending on where you live and your deductions. But the point is this: in your head, you're living like you make 150K. In your actual bank account, you're living like you make much, much less. And that gap, that's where the stress lives. Because your life, your rent, your car, your groceries, your childcare has to fit inside that real number. Not the number on your offer letter, the number that actually shows up in your checking account every 2 weeks. So why does it still feel so tight? It's not one thing. It's three quiet forces that eat high incomes without you even noticing. First, the fixed cost stack: housing, car payments, childcare, student loans. These are big numbers, and they don't move easily. Once they're locked in, they quietly own a huge chunk of that monthly take-home. And the higher your income, the more normal it feels to have higher fixed costs. You move to a better neighborhood. You lease a nicer car. You put your kid in a better school. None of those feel extravagant in the moment. But together, they add up fast. Second, lifestyle creep. Then there are the upgrades that don't even feel like upgrades. Better groceries, premium apps, more eating out, nicer vacations, a gym membership, organic everything. Each one feels small, reasonable, but together, they quietly fill in every dollar you thought you had left over. Third, the mental load. And over all of this, you're comparing yourself to people who seem way ahead, online, at work, even your friends. That pressure, it often leads to more spending just to feel like you're keeping up. Put together, these three forces quietly scale up to match your income, and then creep just a little past it. Let me paint a picture. Let's say you're 35, earning $150,000, living in a major city, maybe with one child. Here's what a typical month might look like. Rent or mortgage, $2,500 to $3,500. Car payment and insurance, $600 to $800. Childcare or school, $1,200 to $2,000. Student loans, $400 to $600. Groceries and eating out, $1,000 to $1,500. Subscriptions, phone, internet, $200 to $300. Utilities, gas, miscellaneous, $400 to $600. Add that up, and in a very normal month, you're somewhere between roughly $6,300 and $9,300 already spoken for. And we haven't even talked about saving for retirement, building an emergency fund, or dealing with irregular expenses like car repairs or medical bills. By the time you add all that up, it's not crazy that you feel like you're just treading water. The math is tight. So what do? I'm not going to tell you to cut out lattes or live like you're broke. That's not the answer. Instead, I'm going to give you 3 calm moves. Not a full budget, just 3 things that create breathing room. Click pause here. If this is landing so far, this is the part you might want to screenshot or save. These 3 moves are your starting framework. Move 1. Name your real-life number. Take 10 minutes and total up your true monthly non-negotiables. Rent, car, insurance, childcare, loans, basic groceries, utilities. That's your real-life cost, not your income number. Once you see it clearly, the stress starts to drop, because now you're not guessing. Behavior cue. After this video, open your Notes app or a piece of paper and actually write that number down once, just once, today. Move 2. Create one small non-negotiable wealth line. Pick a realistic monthly amount, maybe 5% to 10% of your take-home, to go towards saving or investing automatically. Even if it's smaller than you'd like, consistency matters more than heroics. $500 a month, every month, for 10 years? That's $60,000 plus growth. That's real. Behavior cue. This week, log into your bank or payroll and set up one automatic transfer. Even if it's a small number to start, make it automatic. Move 3. Choose 1 to 2 gentle de-upgrades. Instead of blowing up your lifestyle, pick 1 or 2 areas to roll back slightly. Maybe you downsize your car when the lease is up. Maybe you move to a slightly less expensive neighborhood next year. Maybe you cut back on eating out from 5 times a week to 3. You're not punishing yourself. You're creating just enough breathing room to make that wealth line feel easy, not painful. Behavior cue. Write down 2 possible de-upgrades that wouldn't ruin your life. You only need to act on 1 in the next 3 to 6 months. The goal isn't to live like you're broke. The goal is to make sure your money isn't secretly running the show. If you're around that 150K mark and this resonates, drop 150K in the comments so I know to make more videos like this. If you saved or screenshotted that 3-move framework, tell me which move you're going to start with, 1, 2, or 3. And if this made you feel a little less crazy, but you're still anxious about money, watch my video on money anxiety for high earners next. I'll link it in the description and at the end of this video. This channel is for calm, plain English money guidance. No hype, no shame, just steady progress. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one.